So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Shift together here from the D-line. They stay on the ground. This time it's Stewart. And a short gain down to about the 33. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game. And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Back to the air, Newton on 2nd down. It's caught right side, Dixon. And he goes out of bounds inside the 10 at the 9. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal. So they're operating in the red zone. Now Stewart on 1st down. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. Boy, that's a lot of sirloin steak to be taken down for no gain, partner.
Are you trying to suggest that he is a huge man?
He is
not just a big man, a huge man.
Big boy.
Well, how about the credit then for the defense to be able to chop that big tree and put him on the ground?
I know back when you played, it took 4 of you to take a guy like that down, right?
Well, that's for sure. And you know what else? I didn't want to challenge him, but didn't.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. And this seemingly endless drive continues. An extra defensive back on the field here for 3rd and goal. Now Newton. And this is going to be incomplete. The intended target that time was Jonathan Stewart. And it's 4th down. And this score will stay right where it is. And that one, my goodness, that was almost too easy.
Yeah, you're not going to have too many attempts shorter than that one. And I don't think this was blocked. That's about as bad a miss as you can have.
Smith on 1st down. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and that'll make it a 2nd down. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. Play clock winding down. To throw is Smith, and he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. He was trying to get it off to Jamal Charles there, and it's 3rd down.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. And that is incomplete. Travis Kelce, the Pro Bowl tight end, the intended target, and it's 4th down. So on 4th down, Dustin Colquitt to punt for KC. Back deep for the Panthers, Ted Ginn. He gets this away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40. Carolina getting set to take the field. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. Well, let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
Hey, while we have a second, let's give that interesting stat that our crew dug up for 4-3 versus 3-4 teams. 48% of teams that start out 4-3 make the playoffs. Just 17% of 3-4 squads.
That's almost daunting, isn't it? But let's take a quick look at it with the teams that are 4-3 and 3-4. So if you're 4-3, some teams that I'm really keeping an eye on towards making a playoff drive, Pittsburgh. When they get Big Ben back, look out. They're extremely dangerous. And another one may surprise you, the Detroit Lions. They've won their last 3 in exciting fashion, and Matt Stafford's playing really, really well. At the 3-4 teams, San Diego, they were so snake bit early. Now they've won 2 in a row. Keep a strong eye out for them. And last but not least, Cincinnati. They know how to win. It's time for them to crank things up.
Newton gives off to Stewart. And a short gain here down to the 22. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Time to step aside. We're back to Arrowhead after this. And how about the dime look here? 6 DBs on 3rd and inches.
Daring them to run the ball.
Newton on 3rd down. And Ginn's got it. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Ted Ginn. A 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Panthers have tied this game up. They can take the lead with the extra point. Graham Gano on for the extra point. And he knocks it through. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. Fairly short kick taken at the 14 here. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. On first down, Smith. And this is going to be caught. No, they say it's incomplete. That incompletion gives us a second to talk about the NFC East, which we've discussed the last couple weeks. But, gosh, every team in that division is above 500 right now.
And did anyone really expect Dallas to be 5-1 now?
No.
Even if Tony Romo had been healthy, right? Starting the year, made people skeptical. They're 5-1. Dak Prescott steering that ship. Washington won the division last year. They're still at 4-3, and they beat Philadelphia, who's 4-2. I can't wait for this Dallas-Philadelphia game on Sunday night. That ought to be a good one.
On second down, here's Smith. And he rifles one incomplete.
It looks like, yes, it is 6 defensive backs on the field for Carolina.
They're going with a dime set. Now it's Smith. And he's got his man in stride, complete. 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll bring up a second down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an...
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And here comes play number 6 on this drive. It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Smith now to throw. It's Hill, complete. Call it a 3-yard gain, and it'll be a second down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Here's Smith now on second down. This will be caught at about the 3. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it first and goal. The Panthers are going to take another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. They come out here in the eye. And they'll try and burn some clock with a sneak. Only a yard that time, second and goal.
Hey, give him credit. That's a good, solid game there on the sneak because it all comes together. Enough space, get forward.
And he's going to take it into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Alex Smith as the first half is winding down. And the Chiefs are going to jump back in front. And he atones for his miss the first time around as this one is up and good to extend their lead. Now, after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They go play action here on first down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Second down now after the incompletion.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
And it's knocked away and incomplete. He was trying to get it that time to Ted Ginn. Third down here.
And that play was what every defense is wary of. The big strike attempted downfield, but they were in excellent position. They didn't get fooled, and while he didn't come up with the interception, was able to bat the ball down.
Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else. Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs as we just saw there.
And Hill with it over the middle. 6 yards on the pickup, and it'll be second down.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys are worth their weight in gold.
It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. Smith on first down. Screen pass to Charles. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that'll make it second and short.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
They'll need to get the play off quickly on second down. Jamal Charles. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third.
Charles Johnson's stock in trade is coming off the edge and getting to the quarterback. But he knows how to make some of those subtle moves inside to help in the run game, and he did it right there.
He's an athlete back in high school. Played football, basketball, track, so he's a mobile guy.
Mobile guy made a nice play against the run. And fits the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even added a little extra at the end with a short run.
They come up in an offset eye. Time running out here on the play clock. To throw is Smith. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Good route, good pickup for first down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover, the angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
We're back now in KC. It's the Chiefs with the lead and the football here as we get set for quarter number 4. Long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field. They'll keep it on the ground with Charles again. And they'll get him down. And now we get a timeout called on the defensive side of the ball by the Panthers. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. Now it's the Princeton man. This is Spencer Ware. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18.
The evaluation process in today's NFL does not take into account as much bulk as it does speed. And that's what we're seeing with the linebacker position. Those guys that can run, they can play at any spot because they can make plays on the opposite side of the line of scrimmage.
So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. The play clock's running down. And Santos able to put this one up and through. It's good. And that will make this a 9-point lead. So a big one there as that gives them a little cushion.
And you know, here in the fourth quarter, the fact that they were able to bleed some time off the clock and put points on the board, even if it's only 3, that could turn out to be the drive that ultimately wins them the game.
Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field. Now Newton on first down. They'll set up the screen for Stewart. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. It'll be a gain of 6, and that'll make it second down. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. A good start there on this fourth quarter drive. They need more of what we just saw.
Down a couple of scores. There's still time. All right, it's not like they're totally out of it, but they have to score quickly, and they're going to need some big-time plays, chunk plays, explosive plays. They need yardage on each snap.
Now a first down throw for Newton. And his throw here's incomplete.
Everything about that play tells you about today's NFL offenses and what they're asking out of running backs. You can't just be a guy who can run the football. You have to be able to catch it as well, and he didn't get that done on that play.
On second and 10, Newton. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. That's a loss of 8 yards there to bring up third.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Got to credit them on that one because they tried to fool him, right? Tried to trick him. Ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage. Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
Desperation time. Newton, 4th down. And he gets it to Funchess complete. 19 yards there on the pickup. And they're able to move the chains as they convert on 4th and long. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Here's Newton. And his throw is incomplete. Greg Olsen was the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
My high school coach John Ford used to say all the time, if you're in a bad situation, laddie, don't compound it with a bad decision as well. And I think that's what we just saw there. Harassed in the pocket, and he throws into double coverage anyway.
He called you laddie?
He called me laddie, and that was the nicest thing he called me.
2nd and 10, Newton again. It's caught right side, Dixon. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. Give him 9 on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
Newton looking to throw on 3rd and 1. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked off here by C.O. Moore. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. And the Chiefs now getting set to go. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up. But Travis Kelce. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Travis Kelce, 75 yards. And the Chiefs add on to their lead.
I know guys who design defenses, they try to prepare for everything, but you ignore the guy who plays tight end at your own peril.
Yeah, and he's like having another wide receiver out there sometimes, right?
Exactly right, because they're such a matchup nightmare, and they're hybrid guys. Are they receivers? Are they big guys that block? How about the one we just saw there? Catch it and go. Run after catch all the way into the end zone.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And not a particularly good return here as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line. Here are the Panthers now as their offense comes back out onto the field. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.